earth signs. We're doing your element here, Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. Do check out the other elements, air, fire and water as well, because you'll be a mix usually. And yeah, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And thanks for joining me here. When we go into, this is a reading obviously for the full moon in Cancer, which happens here tomorrow, the 6th of January. We will be coming in from the new moon in Capricorn with the individual astro readings. But just for this week, again, I know I had a kind of technological boo-boo last week when I was doing the elements, so it was just a collective reading, but check out the collective. It should be up there if you are watching this. And do check out any videos on this channel where the title stands out to you. Go for gold. So let's begin earth signs. Let's see what's happening for earth signs at around this time. The prevailing feeling to me is about taking time out, especially at this point, for a bit of self-nurturing, earth signs, because by the time we get to that new moon in Capricorn, you'll be feeling really revitalized and able to get a lot of stuff moving. If things have felt a little bit stymied or stuck, I know in 2022 has been, wow, a bit of one of those years. So earth signs, general reading, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If I didn't say that before, we're coming out with the happy home, the Four of Wands, a card of, in the Thoth deck it is called completion. It's driven by an internal half, pretty much. An internal flame here keeps the wheel spinning, and we think of completion as, you know, that happy home doesn't just sort of happen and that's that. You know what I mean? We achieve something within that state. Got a bit of a delay. We achieve a goal within the Four of Wands. And it is, you know, a general feeling of knowing where we belong and where we stand and our place to be, which is really important. The home as a base for that sort of self-nurturing or care. It's a sanctuary, is it not? We're certainly taking advantage of it with the star. It is a card of healing. It's a card of being able to be stripped back, naked, clean and clear, feeling in tune, feeling connected with the collective, with the community that you are in. There's a bridge of knowledge within this. It's a very Aquarian card. There's a bridge of knowing from the interpersonal to the transpersonal, I suppose you could say, if that makes sense. But it is a card of a wonderful sort of baptism, really. A cleaning and a clearing. I always see the star as that. Then we have a period of waiting. We have a period of temperance. It's called art in the Thoth deck. It's timing. It's natural timing. It's divine timing, whatever way you want to look at it. It's not your clock, earth signs. So something's underway here. Something's cooking between yourself and the star and that Four of Wands, the place where you belong. Maybe something's coming out of that. Maybe, you know, it could be like, you know, working from home or creating a business from your home. It could be anything. It could be anything. It could be anything at all. Far more less practical than that. It could be something way more out here. But we see the sun, so there's a vitality, there's a real rejuvenation, and possibly earth signs more enthusiasm for where you are at, as opposed to sort of never being satisfied. There's a great satisfaction in here. It feels like something is in movement and motion, just hasn't appeared to you yet. There's great alchemy going on, the mixing and the matching. So let's go through and we'll clarify with Brian Froud. Pixie and Fairy Oracle. What can we see for this Four of Wands? A little glimmer for us. Boom. Possibly big changes. This is the Ra card, which is about, I always say it's a Len-Lai sculpture. It's kinetic energy. That's all it is. That's what it's for. Movement. Maybe your world's getting shaken up a bit, and it's sort of like, in a good way, in a positive way. Energized. You've had lots of people coming through over the Christmas time. Maybe you've had a lot of energy, a lot of activity in your home. Or maybe it's just like a lot of shifts and changes, in that environment. In your internal home, in your environment. Clearly there is as well, because the star's there. Let's have a look at the star, earth signs. Beautiful Aquarian star. To clarify for Earth. Again, we're getting this coming up all the time. And the Temperance card. Nellis the Alchemist. This change, these changes, this movement, whatever it is for you, the groundwork was put in a long time ago. You're just starting to actually see it happen now. You're starting to see it happen. And I don't mean necessarily in a physical, practical way. It's more in a mental way or in an emotional way. It's about the mind and the heart being in unison, earth signs. Let's look at Temperance card. Temperance card. Yep, something new is coming through. You could say we get the Maiden. This is like, boom, another energy. This is just energy in a different form, I guess. This is like the popping, the blowing of a seed pod or something, and all the seeds just go everywhere. Excuse me, I've got terrible hay fever. This is a new, fresh crop. It's a new, fresh little jewel that's been fermented and is bubbling away in your cauldron, earth signs. It's a glorious, fresh, new thing, whatever that might be. Because you heard the call of the piper. Maybe we get the piper, the sexy thing here. Hearing the call, transition times. I say transition, we think transition, often think of it in terms of death, birth, that kind of thing. But the piper is healing, is hearing. It's marked periods in time that, in that sense, a transition. These periods where we hear, in whatever way, the piper's call, we enter into a new zone. This is what is happening here. We don't see the full landscape of that zone, what that is specifically. How can we? We don't see it. But it may well be something about you and your own, I always say, personal truth. Something new is coming forward And it is really vital. These came out twice, so I'm going to show you. That's very vital. We don't have the sun here for any other reason apart from vitality, new growth, happiness, togetherness, new life, new growth, all of that. We know what the sun is. It gives us life, you know, it gives everything life. And these two cards came out twice, but so we had here the fiery sword, speaking of your own personal truth. Somewhere in here you've worked on that, figuring out what you need. And there's a party going on. There's a welcoming party, it feels like. This is a collective of pixies. It's about supportive friends. It's about happy gatherings and celebrations and support. And we have solace. You know, this is like uber solar force at its height, expressive force. We're talking, you know, the luminaries, the sun and the moon. We're talking the sun here. It's characteristically masculine, forceful energy that initiates a lot of life, a lot of activity, a lot of new growth, and a lot of ability to get things moving in your world, earth signs. With that, speaking of great solar force, traditionally masculine force, it is masculine force beyond, you know, everyone has masculine qualities in them. It's beyond gender. It's way beyond that. Rose quartz, unconditional love, romance, nourishing and soothing. It's a nice balance, is it not? This delightful stone of the heart. On that note, earth signs, thanks for joining me. I hope you got something out of that. It's pretty fired up. It's pretty good. So take good care, nurture thyself over this full moon time, and we will see you hopefully for the new moon in Capricorn, where I do think, you know, boom, 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 things really start speeding up and showing up, earth signs. On that note, ka kite. See you next time. Bye.